What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and while much of Texas and really the world who's looking on is still reeling from the flash floods that took over 100 people, many kids, one woke mayor's aide is suffering a massive national global humiliation after mocking the kids who lost their lives at a quote-unquote whites only Christian camp. Now, obviously, that Christian camp was not whites only. First of all, mocking anybody's passing is not okay. Mocking children for political reasons is entirely more evil. Well, this situation has spun out of control, and her humiliation and the retribution or the justice that has come from this has been excellent. Humiliation for woke ex-mayoral aide who mocked floods at quote white Christians only, a white only Christians camp. A former mayoral aide who mocked the victims of the Texas flood for being white is now suffering the humiliation of a flop fundraiser she set up to help her. Houston mayoral appointee Sadie Perkins went viral over her ballistic TikTok rant that saw her criticize Camp Mystic, where 27 campers and counselors lost their lives last Friday by the raging Guadalupe River. Now, I don't know if we can find this video. I don't know if I want to. Well, let's just see. Let's see if we can find it, because it's probably worth, it's probably worth looking at. Let's see. Here's the video. Here's Sadie Perkins, former market manager of the Freemanstown Farmers Market and a non-resident fellow at Princeton University, who posted a video about Camp Mystic in Texas in the wake of missing children. Let's see what she said.
I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this. But Camp Mystic is a whites-only girls' Christian camp.
First of all, I would ask for some evidence that that camp is quote-unquote whites only, because I've seen no evidence of that. Is it because they're looking at a single picture on the website?
There's people in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it.
I know I'm probably going to get canceled for this, but Camp Mystic is a whites-only girls' Christian camp. They don't even have a token Asian. They don't have a token black person. It is a all white only conservative Christian camp. If you ain't white, you ain't right. You ain't getting in, you ain't going. Period. And I think that context needs to be said in this matter.
Why?
It's not to say that we don't want the girls to be found, whatever girls that are missing or whatever right now, but you best believe, especially in today's political climate, if this were a group of Hispanic girls, especially with them being in East Texas, it should be most likely Hispanic. If this were a group of Hispanic girls out there, this would not be getting this type of coverage that they're.
How do you know that? I haven't heard the race of. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that it's getting this coverage because they're children. Any idiot could see that, who isn't like totally racially obsessed. Like, it's pretty obvious that it's getting the national coverage because they're kids.
They're getting, no one would give a fuck, and all these white people, the parents of these little girls, would be saying things like they need to be deported, they shouldn't have been here in the first place, and yada yada yada. So before y'all come at me,
what? Again, any evidence of that? Any evidence that the parents of these missing kids have an issue with other people's race?
Before y'all start leaving hate comments on my page about, oh, these are just kids and they don't know no better.
They don't.
The parents of these children who are choosing, and it is a choice in 2025, it is definitely a freaking choice to go into East goddamn Texas and to make a all-white enclave.
Who said it's an all-white enclave? Like, has anybody, is that what it says on the website, that it's whites only? No.
exclusionary just for white people, with all the black people in East Texas, with all the Hispanic people in East Texas, somehow, some way, you have carved out an all whites only enclave in East Texas for your white children. Yeah, I have a problem with that.
Who says that? I mean, this is a wild defamatory statement, first of all, at the camp, to assume that it's, exclusionary to other races. There's no evidence of that.
I have a big problem with that. Once again, this is no shade to the girls. I hope they all get found. But once again, y'all have to understand the climate that we're living in. They want you to have sympathy for these people. Climate? They want you to get out of your bed and to come out of your home and to go find these people and to donate your money to go find these people. Yeah. Meanwhile, they are deporting your family members. Meanwhile, they're setting up concentration camps and prisons for your family members. And I need y'all to keep that in mind before y'all get out there and put on your rain boots and go find these little girls.
Literally what? Let's see how, let's check into how it's going now.
Y'all caught the fucking news on me. I wasn't going to post anymore. But I think it's really funny how my little voice and my little 7,000 followers has garnered enough attention to where y'all want me to make a public statement. And I gave one. I definitely gave one. Wouldn't have been my first time having a news interview. If you look at my name, and I'm sure y'all have seen it, I have, tons of news articles written about me and the work that I've done. So, okay. She asked me for a statement. I gave her one. And I told her what it was. And I think that this is like, on one hand, it's definitely funny because I'm over here kikiing for sure, but do not negate the fact, all right? These are white people using their white power. What? All right, to try to bring me down, I guess. But the fact that it's just not working is even more hilarious.
Oh, okay. Well, I wonder when when we get to the part where she starts demanding money. Let's see how this goes.
Y'all have called Princeton. Mind you, my fellowship with Princeton was 2 years ago. The work that I did is already done, and the money that I've been paid has already been paid and spent. So
she's unemployed?
That's done. So reaching out to them is doing absolutely nothing. I mean, you're just making your fingers sore typing all the letters. And when it comes to our Houston Food Insecurity Board, I'm probably going to make a separate video about that because I got a few choice words for Mayor Whitmore. Again, y'all called the mayor's office. I have not been on the Food Insecurity Board since January. So, Again, you've done nothing but make your fingers sore.
Okay. Well, now let's see. She continues and doubles down. Now, a crowdfunding campaign has been set up to defend her, has been bombarded by critics who's contributed minimum donations so they could leave insulting comments directed at the former city employee. One donor who contributed $5 of shame to the Give Send Go campaign branded her an evil person and vowed a reckoning for her would come soon. I mean, this is a woman that some people say that, those white girls being swept away was a good thing. That's what some people are saying she said. You know what I mean? Like, it is wild. And let's see how her Give Send Go is going. Okay. She's asking for $20,000 and she has so far raised $60. Houston mayoral appointee removed after Camp Mystic flood comments. After the devastating flood at Camp Mystic, Sadie, like many of us, was heartbroken. But she also had the courage to say what others wouldn't. Would this response have looked different if the victims were Hispanic or Black? She didn't attack the victims. She questioned the disparity. And for that, she's being harassed and flooded with mean comments. The mayor is claiming that they fired Sadie, trying to say that, make it look like they've had some kind of action response to public outrage. But the truth is, she's been gone since January. She was not fired. She resigned on her own terms. So what now? Because conservative media twisted her comments. Now, I showed the comments in their entirety, right? In the absolute entirety of her statements, I showed them in context. There's absolutely no arguing about what's in context, what's not in context, right? She's being threatened, stalked, mocked, and dragged simply for exercising the same freedom of speech that this country claims it protects. We stand with Sadie because her words were not cruel. If you believe in free speech equity and protecting black women from systemic retaliation, whatever that is, make sure you give money. Make sure you give her the monies. Let's look at some of the responses. Why are you lying? She said, quote, "What's consequences? Maybe it's God's will to wash them little see you next Tuesdays away." That's taken directly from her page. So she said it was God's will to wash the kids away. That's it, taken directly from her page. And I have the screenshot to prove it. Enjoy the consequences you're asking about. Satan, worth the $6 to tell you you're a hateful person, and I know you'll enjoy hell. I'll be contacting the church and your boyfriend just to tell them this. Again, I don't condone people like reaching out and turning these dorks into martyrs. It's better we stay here and, make fun of them, because that's, what we're supposed to do. F you, Sadie. $5, $5 to tell you you're trash human, worth it. You're foul and a piece of trash. Everybody who's donated to this is just hating on her. And to be honest with you, I would argue that it's pretty deserved. I'd say that it's pretty deserved. I just don't understand why you think that this was a hot take. So it's all great. I love that certain things turn out the way they need to. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like on it if you haven't, and we'll talk to you again real soon.